Welcome to the Elevate Collection podcast. These are just we're doing a little plug talk when it's just me and Jordan. And today we want to talk to you guys about elevated spaces. Elevated spaces, like what we do, how we do them, and like why we believe they're important. So I can start with the fact that elevated spaces for us are not just about like networking events. It's not about networking opportunities. We really believe in connecting with intention. And so our elevated spaces, we refer to them as connection experiences. And we try to figure out ways that we can activate to draw and curate like an organic way of connecting with other human beings.
I totally agree. Something really unique that we do with elevated spaces are like unique experiences depending on where we're doing it. Can you talk through like some of like the unique things that we've brought into our elevated spaces?
Yeah, I love it. It's so exciting because not only do we do it in our own like personally elevated spaces that we do when we host for ourselves, but we do it when we're activating other brands or athletes or whatever it is. So I think a couple of my favorites are like one when we hosted an elevated space in Dallas, like it was only natural, one, to elevate a local Colorado brand, that's where Elevate was founded, by bringing in Parker Thomas hats. And we did custom hat making and hat branding, like live at an event. Like what is more Texas than a custom hat?
Like watching your logo get branded onto a hat was actually like such a cool experience.
It is, like I know like there's some controversy around this, but like it's that lyric from that Day 26 song that Diddy says when he's like, don't tattoo my name, tattoo my logo. And that is like my favorite. I'm like, yeah, that's it. Brand my hat with my logo. Let's do it.
What's one thing that is really important to you when you walk into one of our events to like do to make sure the energy's right?
Oh, that's such a great question. One, I check myself before I wreck myself. And then, but outside of that, like when we're doing it, I really think about every single element when I'm walking into an event. And I am trying to think about the user experience. Like it's not just enough for it to like look pretty. I want to know, what does the room smell like? Like, is it smelling the way it's supposed to? Is that smell going to trigger an emotion? So like if, I don't know, like something is if you take it back to like an open house, for instance, I'd look at something like that. Like there's a reason, like back in the day, like when you would go to like a new build community, they would be baking cookies. It was to elicit an emotion. So like I think about the way a room is going to smell. I think about the way, like if there's textures in the room, what are they textures going to look like? What are they going to feel like? I think about the temperature in the room, like how it's going to feel, and try to anticipate the needs of the attendees and like what's happening. And then, of course, let's be really honest, like the music has to be elite. And so I think about all of those things, what it sounds like, what it tastes like looks like all of those things are incorporated into an elevated space. Like let's elevate the palette, let's elevate the frequencies, let's make sure all of those things are aligned, and then the energy ends up being immaculate.
All I can think about in this moment is how we say that we are the function.
No, we're the function. We are the function.
We are the function. And that every elevated space, like,
it is the function. I remember that moment, like even in like Denver, like we are the function. Like how cool is doing an elevated space and we do them on like rooftops? Like that's intention. Like it's not just like because, oh, this is a cute venue. Like we're really intentional about like, we want elevated spaces.
Well, and I really love too that because we do it on rooftops often, there's often an elevator moment. And I love that in Denver, we put a floor decal that said you are now elevating the
expectations.
Yeah, we're now elevating expectations. That was so good.
But that's the truth. I think you do all of those things. Elevator decals, floor decals for anyone that's putting on events are one of the most cost-effective and Instagrammable, and honestly, one of the easiest ways to elevate a space and brand a space to activate it. And you also have, like, there's idle time in an elevator, right? So elevators are really great real estate for branding and decals because you're in there, sometimes you're in there alone, or maybe you're in there with another person, and then you have the ability to like take a photo of something or activate a space by putting a QR code, or it's great like logo placement for like a brand partner, and it's additional real estate that they can brand, and then you can also sell as sponsorship opportunities.
Totally. Let's talk about some other quick hitters that are just really easy and great branding opportunities. We love napkins. We love swizzle sticks.
Yep. Wristbands that are not like paper or plastic. Like we love a cloth wristband.
If you are hosting an event that is any type of professional level, please do not get paper Party City wristbands.
Period.
We can help you.
Bible.
Please reach out to us. Your brand on someone's wrist in a more permanent capacity is going to make a huge impact.
100%. I think other quick hitters can easily be like, they don't have to be crazy expensive. Like you can easily go into like Canva, create like a 4x6, something with a QR code so that if you have an offering or if you have a way for them to engage and connect, then you can easily get those printed and then put them like in an acrylic frame, instantly elevated, minimal effort, minimal time investment on that. And so I think those are really easy pieces to brand something.
Those acrylic frames are definitely one of my favorite things because it really does provide an elevated touch, but it's so simple, but it really makes an event look put together.
Polished. So I know we talk a lot about this. These are things that we'll talk about in our community that we're super pumped about, of being able to provide people with some guidance, consulting time during our office hours and things like that, or we're happy to let's talk about it. How you got an idea for an event, let's see how we can elevate it. And also really doing some tactical training on what it takes and like what is the framework to build out an event, how to easily do like a run of show that's easy. It makes sense. Like we're here to work smarter, not harder. And I think a lot of people, granted, I love AI, don't get me wrong, but like you can't just throw everything in chat. Like there's got to be some intentionality and some expertise behind it. And I think I'm really excited that the community members get to have access to these resources that we can provide now at ease.
How do you feel like Elevated Spaces connects us to our larger goal with the Elevate Collection?
I think it fits in our larger mission because we truly believe, that we elevate, or we exist to elevate by elevating the lives of other people. So when we're doing these elevated spaces, our first go-to is like, all right, who is in our ecosystem that we can use as service providers? And how can we put them on? How can we make sure that we're paying for their services and not there's not an expectation to, be free. Like we want to invest in their business the same way they're investing in ours. And so I would say we are utilizing service providers that are in our ecosystem as the simplest way. I think that's the easiest hitter is like, okay, we elevate by elevating others. So let's use our service providers. Not only that, there's 9 times out of 10 with everything that our hands touch, there's always a give back component. Almost anything that we have ever done in an elevated space, there's been an impact component and we're always giving back. So I think that it's just naturally a part of our, or influence meets legacy, or whether we're inviting guests out or, a content creator or an influencer or something to come out, an athlete to come out and talk about something that they're passionate about, or an off field or off course, out of pool, off track ventures. I'm trying to think of all the things like off stage, all the things. We're trying to all those things. We try to magnify those and elevate them. They're part of their ecosystem. Like we will do everything in our power to make sure that elevation stays in the ecosystem.
Our favorite thing to do is hire our friends. And if you have friends who are doing cool shit, like hire them, invest in your friends, hype them up, put them on. And if you don't need their services, if you can't pay for their services, share their posts, like their stuff, share them with a friend. Listen out for the people in your world who are looking for the things that your friends are doing and put them on.
And there's the mic drop, y'all. We'll see you next time.